Welcome back, boys and girls. In this session we're going to finish our initial compositions where you've got your first letter of your first name and the first letter of your last name overlapped, woven together somehow to create a composition. Briefly in the last video we talked about how if you used the warm colors for your letters, red, yellow, orange, or some combination thereof, you would use cool colors in the background with your watercolors. Likewise, if you used the cool colors, green, blue, and violet. I didn't use violet, I skipped that one, I used two greens. Any combination of the cool colors, you would use warm watercolors in the background. So here we are again with mine. I have not watercolored it yet. We're going to do that right now. So I used the warm colors, red, pink, which is red with white, and yellow. So therefore I would use the what kind of colors? Right, the cool colors. So I'm going to be kind of confined to green, blue, violet, and that kind of any combination inside there. Okay, at your table for watercolors, obviously you're going to have a clean cup of water, a dirty cup to dump your dirty water in, a little mini individual cup to start with so you can keep your own brush clean, and a palette. You should also have your watercolor set with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, brown, and black, but we won't use brown and black. A watercolor brush, a number 10 watercolor brush, and a paper towel to blot your brush on. Okay, we're going to start by getting your watercolors, getting 3 little pans full of water, well, halfway full, I guess, so that you can make some washes. And then you're going to make a wash out of each color. You're going to start with whatever color you want and make a wash, which means I'm adding the color into the water. Notice how I'm holding my brush like a pencil. Okay, I'm also using the tip to just kind of rotate around in the watercolor pan and then add the watercolor in. Once you're done with one color, move on to the next. I'm going to get some blue. Put that in. That one was already a little wet, so that came easily. Then I'm going to wash my brush out and get some violet. Okay, and violet's such a strong color. That one's easy to make a wash out of as well. Then you're going to start with your composition and just kind of color in, paint in wherever you want. But the idea is I want you to do wet on wet so the two colors are blending throughout the picture. So if I start, excuse me. If I start, I'm going to start with some green because that's kind of my weakest cool color. Get some green on my brush. I'm going to start right over here with my green. And this really, I mean, with the time and the size that we've got of the paper that we're working with, this is going to go really quickly. I'm just going to kind of color this part in. And notice how I'm pulling my brush. I'm not pushing it. I'm not smashing it down. I'm pulling it. I'm pulling it this way. I can pull it up and down. I can pull it left to right, right to left. And then I'm going to switch to my blue. I'm going to color this little triangle blue up here. I'm going to kind of continue that color over here. And notice as I pull those two colors kind of across that border, it makes almost a turquoisey color, that bluish green in between. So I'm going to get some more strong blue here and kind of do this area blue. And notice as I'm painting, I'm being careful. I'm staying inside the lines kind of. But if you do go outside the lines, the oil pastel is going to kind of block you from like ruining the letters you did last time. So you don't have to be super careful, but I do, you know, challenge you to be thoughtful and not sloppy. In the last little section here, I'm going to get my violet. Okay, and color this little section in. Maybe even have this kind of bleed over into this blue area here. Oops, violet. So that you've got some kind of interest. And take my violet down here and add some blue into it. So it's a bluish violet. Okay, so that you've got your colors going from one to the next in the cool colors and the warm colors. So your letters are one family of colors and your background is the other family of colors. So you can see how I've got warm with the letters, cool with the background. You should have a clean watercolor set when you're done. When you're done with your dirty watercolors, dump the dirty water into your dirty cup. Make sure that your brush is clean. It should come out clean when you blot it. So that's nice and clean, ready to be put away. Wipe out your little water cup so it's nice and clean, ready to put away. And then wipe out your palette so that it's ready to put away. You are in charge of wiping out your own palette. It is your job to wipe that out. Be responsible, be respectful. Okay, be responsible of your own materials and cleaning up your own materials. Be respectful to the next person so they don't have a dirty watercolor palette. Okay, so there's what your watercolor palette should look like when you're done. Put your materials away, show me your artwork so we can kind of check it off in my mind, and then put it into the drying rack that I've already told you which one to put it into. Okay, and then clean up all your supplies. And that kind of concludes our watercolor initial lesson.